And this is the Dr. Chris Radio Horror program on 91.3 FM, WSUW in Worcester, Massachusetts, as well as on Radio Horror on YouTube and Radio Horror on VidMe if you're not catching it live on March 19th, 2017. So we'll be up the week or the week after that. And in the studio with me now, who I met at the Terracon Horror Convention recently over in Providence, Rhode Island, which was a lot of fun for 2 days, and hopefully it will return, is artist Kristin Palmer on the show with us. Thank you for coming on the show with me, Kristin.
Oh, of course. Thanks for having me.
Kristin Palmer is a watercolor painter.
A watercolor fantasy artist, yeah.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about how you would describe your artwork to the general populace who doesn't know.
Well, basically, I paint everything from fantasy all the way down to monsters and vampires. But basically, I just kind of say I'm a fantasy artist because I label fantasy as anything that's not reality. So I do fantasy, and I'm traditional artist, so I work by hand with watercolor as my main medium.
Where did you get started doing it?
Well, I've been an artist. I've been painting my entire life, but the fantasy art I kind of started when I was maybe in junior high school, and kind of started taking my art seriously and professionally for the past 7 years.
Was there anything that you saw, like any type of film or TV series or any kind of artist in particular that was you're oh my god, I want to do this?
Well, in my
own weird way.
My main inspiration is Amy Brown. She was an artist I first discovered back when I was, a teen, preteen, and I just absolutely fell in love with her art. She does fantasy and stuff as well, and her art was definitely something that I was just I love her art. I actually have one of her fairies tattooed on my back.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
You also put together a lot of your artwork with with music to give it a kind of a style. Have you ever thought about turning it into some type of motion artwork?
I've actually never thought about doing animation or anything. No. Just
want to do still drawings?
Yeah, I just do it to still drawings. I the ones that I have up on my YouTube channel I put it to the fan art, so I have it to the theme songs or the music that it's inspired by, because I have a series called the Rock and Roll Rebel series that's inspired by songs. Mm-hmm. So I decided to make it a little series and put it towards make a video with the artwork to the music that it's inspired by.
Is there any one particular type of creature that you love drawing more than anything else?
Oh gosh, I mean fairies. I draw fairies a lot. Mm-hmm.
Any reason why?
I just love fairies. I've always loved fairies. I've always been into magic and, just the fantasy and everything, which is why I decided to do fantasy art versus still lifes or something.
I always said that the dirtiest of the Disney characters has to be the fairies, namely Tinkerbell.
Yeah.
Because you think about that skirt that she's wearing.
It's very, very short.
It's very, very short, okay?
And she gets very jealous of Wendy.
And she's when she sits down or whatever, it completely rides up.
Right.
And she's completely sitting on her ass.
Yeah.
And you have to wonder, it's just do you think she's wearing anything underneath?
Yeah.
Do you think that's in Neverland women do that? Or is it they're just all
nice
kind of going
breezes.
commando? Yeah. And then Disney over the last several years, which I've spoken to other female artists that love fairies, and especially love the character of Tinkerbell, have been extremely offended by Disney that for some reason, other than Marvel and DC aside, that's a whole other separate thing, but let's just focus on Disney related properties that they created, not acquired. Yeah. They have this issue with breasts on their characters all of a sudden.
Yeah.
The Disney princesses and non-princess characters like Tinkerbell, for some reason, are becoming as anatomically correct as a Ken doll.
Yeah.
And they are shading out or covering up any amount of cleavage or drawing them in a way that they can't be shown from the side to look like they have boobs.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, I've noticed that.
Yeah. It's what the fuck, Disney? What are you doing?
Yeah, it's they're females, they have boobs.
Yeah, I mean,
even if they're supposed to be teens, teens still got.
Are you going to you're doing The Little Mermaid and Aladdin soon as live action movies? Are you going to hire 12-year-old, 11-year-old girls who haven't developed yet to play these characters?
Cleavage, right?
Yeah,
especially considering they're very midriffs are showing.
Yeah, their belly buttons are showing, which once upon a time, back during the I Dream of Jeannie era, was considered to be this, you can't have a belly button shown on TV.
How dare they show stomach?
Yes, that's why women's bathing suits used to have like that extra like
the
thing.
ankle gasp. That's so just absolutely.
Oh, we're
not
really
right
going
to show.
much further back,
Right.
but yeah. So that's one thing I always love to point out when it comes to that stuff. One of your pieces that I really liked was, and I'm trying to bring it up, but it's not clicking for to enlarge. I don't know if that's your copywritten on stuff on it, or is you have like a poem written on it. It's your Vampira piece.
Oh, right.
Okay, so all this lettering on this is that just your copyright stuff for your pictures?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe it was some type of
watermark.
like poetic thing that you wrote or something.
No, it's the watermark. So there's no copyright theft or art theft or anything.
Gotcha. You should do more vampires, because the Vampira one is one of your better ones.
Well, thank you.
Do you draw off of anyone in particular, or do you look at yourself?
Sometimes I'll have like stock photos, stock reference from like DeviantArt and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm not using the stock reference, I usually just draw from my mind. But I definitely like doing the stock reference because it really allows me to make sure I capture everything correctly and I can get a much more like realistic style.
Do you draw by hand as well with watercolors, or do you also use computer tablets?
No, I don't have any digital knowledge at all. So it's all by hand.
What ends up being a longer challenge? Let me start over. What ends up being a longer challenge to draw?
Like with the like details and stuff?
Yeah.
Definitely if I do like a full like woodland background, that definitely takes like a while to paint and get down.
Mm-hmm.
Just because there's just like layers upon layers of like detail and stuff.
Do you go to any place in particular, and I don't mean like in your own mind, but do you go to any place in particular to find your inner artist to get it done, or are you just doing it at home?
I usually just do it at home. I've been wanting to like go like out on location and like sit in the middle of the woods or something and do like a painting on location.
We should go to that abandoned military base I mentioned. We should do that. And that way, yeah. I will warn you, though, we will need a raft, I was told, because I was contacted a friend of mine after I mentioned that to you, because I know she's been there, and she's like, make sure you bring a rubber raft. And I was like, for what? And she's like, the entrance you can only get to through a rubber raft, because it is barbed wire everywhere, but there is a water tunnel.
Well, I mean, we got to be explorers, so
yeah. So, or you bring like rubber, like long, rubber
like
boots and rum johns that you can put on over your clothes, because
the waders, the rubber waders.
Exactly. All the other entrances are all barricaded and blockaded. You cannot get through them.
Right.
But there is a sewer entrance that apparently they just never like reclosed.
Right.
Or whatever.
So just go through the sewer. It's cool.
Exactly. With the turtles and Swamp Thing down there.
Well, maybe we can become the Ninja Turtles. There you go.
Or the serial killers and,
there's
swamp
that
monsters
too.
and alligators of Maine, because Maine probably has alligators.
Just bring on the monsters. We'll be fine. As long as I can name them Monster McScaryface, we're good.
Monster McScaryface.
Monster
Gotcha.
McScaryface.
When it comes to your songs, how do you find the songs to interconnect with your artwork?
Well, I listen to music like all the time when I'm painting, like no matter what I'm doing. So really, I'll just be kind of like sitting and I'll hear a song and it will just kind of be like, I should paint that. So
so it's based off the song itself.
Yeah, it's based off the song itself. So I'll listen to the lyrics and kind of think, okay, like how can I paint this? Like, what's the story it's telling? And then I create it.
So each one of the music videos that you have up, the painting is based on that music video?
Yes.
Okay. I think the one that really caught my eye after you had subscribed to my page, Terracon, was the one Blood.
Yeah. It's Blood from In This Moment.
What did you think of Terracon when you went?
I love Terracon. I went to the first one too.
3 years ago?
Yeah. I think I also met you at that one too.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay, that's funny.
I see you at all the cons.
Oh, really? Did you meet me at Rock and Shock?
No, I didn't go to Rock and Shock.
Did you meet me at Providence, the Rhode Island Comic Con?
I don't go to all the cons.
Oh, the story changes all of a sudden.
Rhode Island Comic Con and Terracon.
Did you go to Necronomicon?
No,
oh
I
my
actually
God.
didn't even know of that until you told me.
I know, that's right. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I forgot that we talked about that.
So
on
I'm
Twitter.
definitely gonna have to check that out.
I gotta remember to stop talking to guests so much before they come on the show, especially on Twitter and stuff like that. Because after a while, it's just like then I'm either repeating myself or it's like stupid information we don't need to, like, oh, well, at least got that out of the way.
But see, that helps me because I'm awkward, so
Yay, Team Awkward.
Yeah, awkward.
Necronomicon happens every 2 years.
Yeah.
And if for anyone listening, also, by the way, Necronomicon, as in convention,
Right.
is an H.P. Lovecraft celebration. The next 2 times I'm going to be in the province, we'll be for that, and then in July they're doing HasbroCon.
Yeah.
Hasbro
I'm hoping they get Tara Strong.
I don't know if they've announced any guest yet. The
They
thing about
haven't.
HasbroCon is that this is their first convention that they're doing.
Yeah, that they're doing themselves, yep.
Correct. Because for the last 10 to 15 years, BotCon and G.I. Joe Con, or whatever the G.I. Joe Con is called, have been running those separate conventions.
Right.
And
there's a Gem Con, too. Gem is Hasbro. They have their own con, too.
Because I do know the My Little Pony Con, G.I. Joe, and Transformers are all going to be part of this. So
Right.
Does that mean it's every single Hasbro property, only the ones they really make money on every single day with Michael Bay movies? And
Yeah. I have no idea. Like, I haven't even really seen anything for the con
I
yet.
have no. I've only seen
there's
I've only seen the one advertisement saying
that
Hasbro Con.
Yeah, that they're saying that they're gonna have the con, but yeah, I haven't seen any
And it's going to be in Providence every year,
Yeah,
which a lot of people
I
on
haven't
the
seen
West
any
Coast
guest-
have been kind of like, oh, when are you going to come over here again? It's
Yeah.
like, well, you've had BotCon on the West Coast for years.
Yeah.
Providence is the home of Hasbro.
Yeah, for real.
They don't really want to travel with the convention if their home base of operations where they can have tours of the facility.
Right, exactly. Like here in Rhode Island.
10 years ago was when the last time BotCon was in town. It was
Right.
in 2007 when Michael Bay's film was out. Hence
Right.
why they wanted to have it was also the anniversary of, there's the 25th anniversary of Transformers and a whole bunch of other things. And it was also the premiere of Bay's film. And they had a tour of the Hasbro headquarters, which they do not do. There's
Yeah,
no
they don't do
public
that at
tours.
all, yeah.
If you get an interview, you don't get a tour of the place. You
Right.
get, you go to an interview, because he was explaining to us, if you have an interview at Hasbro, you get sent to the conference room, and then you leave. We do not open this place to the public. We keep it very, very top secret and
Right.
hush, because especially with cell phones, we're becoming getting cameras installed in them.
Yeah, and there people are sneakily recording.
They do not want their top secret plot lines and toys to be exposed to the public.
All their ideas and stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they did the tour, and that was a lot of fun.
Right.
So and then I was there every single day of that convention.
Right.
I lived and breathed that convention when it was in town.
Right. Yeah, my first con was I think TerraCon.
In 2014.
14, yeah.
I was in the middle. This year they had me against the back wall. Did any great story from the so those are the only 2 conventions you've been to, or did you?
Yeah, those are I've been to Walker Stalker Con in Boston.
Okay. Also, just because it's not really relevant, by the way, the whole gem thing will probably get cut right out of the interview. Because we do edit this before we stick it on the air, or stick it on YouTube and VidMe. On the air, it might be the whole thing, but when it's on YouTube and VidMe and I have to sit there and edit the whole video together, I cut crap out I don't care about.
Good, so you can cut out where I sound really awkward.
You've been fine so far. But the whole gem thing, I just cut out because it's not really relevant.
Right.
That's just a tangent, how fucking stupid that movie is. Anywho, but back to TerraCon. There at TerraCon 2014, my favorite experience was a bunch of us went out to dinner afterwards on Saturday night.
Yeah.
Not really con related, but it was with a bunch of the other vendors. That was a lot of fun.
Right.
One of the worst experiences was Linda Blair had a panel.
Yeah.
And some little 13-year-old goth girl. I wasn't there at the panel. I was running the booth. I sent my co-host at the time, Poison Ivy, to do the panel to record it.
Right.
And this little girl got up with her little piece of paper, and she's very timidly asking Linda Blair a question about The Exorcist.
Yeah.
And Linda Blair was didn't answer the question. What she says is, doesn't anyone want to ask me anything else besides about The Exorcist? I'm in Lifetime.
That's the only thing you know.
That's the only thing that we care about.
Right.
You're not here because you were in some Lifetime Christmas crap.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially when it's TerraCon, it's kind of based on horror. Of course the Exorcist fans are going to be there.
So this girl sat down and she was all she looked like my co-host said that she looked like a ghost when she sat down or whatever. And later on she came over the table or whatever, and she was almost in tears because she couldn't believe how horrible Linda Blair was.
Yeah, I've heard she can be a bitch.
She is a bitch.
Yeah.
And I passed it on to the I actually saw Steve, the convention head, walking by, and I said, Steve, and called out to him and called him over.
Yeah.
And said, little goth girl, whatever her name was. This is Steve. He owns and runs the convention. Why don't you go talk with him about what just happened? Or whatever.
Yeah.
She was all like, not hysterics, but she was kind of like, oh,
yeah, upset.
yeah.
Right?
So I was like, why don't instead of me reporting it, why don't you tell the guy who runs the convention?
Right.
Yeah. and then like a year later, when I ran into Steve again, and we talked about Linda Blair, he's like, oh yeah, never again.
yeah. We met her, and she was just kind of just like, yeah, hearing, like, handed us a pamphlet, and it was just like, okay.
But that convention, I did get to meet one of the stars of Grimm, the the partner.
Yeah.
Not Nick. Nick had to cancel, unfortunately, due to scheduling conflicts with something else that he was doing. But I got to meet the partner, whatever his name is.
Yeah,
the
I forgot what his name was. Yeah.
Cop, Hank.
Yeah.
That's not his real name, but the character Hank.
The character name.
And I got to tell him, like, I got to say to him, if I can't watch it Friday night, Grimm is the first thing I watch on demand immediately on Saturday.
Yeah.
And he said, thank you. That means so much. And he's like, any particular episode is your favorite? I'm like, the cliffhangers where the titles usually come up like, oh no, or we're gonna do that, you know what I mean? Because they'll have like a big like mid-season finale or the season finale, and it'll be like with a and that's the lettering will come up, we're doing that.
Right. Yeah, I need to continue watching that. I watched like the first like 1 or 2 seasons, and then I kind of like stopped.
With the type of artwork you do, you should.
Yeah, I definitely have to get back to watching that.
It's like 5. They're on their 6th season.
Yeah,
they're
5th or 6th.
6, and they have 2 episodes left.
Yeah. I definitely have to get back to watching that.
But you're a big fan of Once Upon a Time.
Yes, I love Once Upon a Time.
So that was the coin toss for me. I think they both started at the same time.
Yeah,
and I was
they did.
Kind of like,
I think that's kind of why I fell out of Grimm. Yeah.
What am I going to watch? Okay, I'm going to go with Grimm. And I just got hooked on Grimm. I was like, and then I started hearing about like Once Upon a Time just not being as great. I know there were a lot of fans like yourself who do love it, but there's
definitely some seasons there that can get a little boring. But
that is what I've heard. Once Upon a Time went and the only reason they were saved is because the ABC owns it. And it's all their Disney kind of like
they did like
characters.
A Frozen season where I feel like that kind of went downhill a little bit
with Elizabeth Mitchell. From Lost?
I think so, yeah.
The Santa Claus movie? Mrs. Claus? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, she played the Snow Queen, but then they also had Anna and Elsa in it too. But then they followed like the storyline of like Frozen, like almost.
Fuck?
Yeah. So they didn't put their own spin or anything on the Frozen, so I'm just like,
because they couldn't really do it based on the Hans Christian Andersen, the Ice Queen, could they?
I mean, they added in the Snow Queen, but then they still had Anna and Elsa, and they had like every single like Frozen reference you could possibly have. They like threw into it.
Now, isn't there a new ABC show about like the teenage versions of the daughters of all the evil?
They are the Descendants. The Descendants is a Disney movie. Yeah.
Oh, it's a movie. I thought it was
it's a Disney.
Series.
Yeah, no,
okay.
It's a Disney movie.
Yeah,
The Descendants.
I never want to watch that either.
No, it's very, very cheesy. I watched it once.
Were you high?
I am a Disney addict.
Did you come to Massachusetts because we have legal weed and be like, all right, I'm going to smoke it up and then watch this?
I mean, I'm a Disney addict. I have Hakuna Matata tattooed on my arm.
I see.
So we had to give it a try.
Is the female lion in The Lion King like a Disney princess, considering she's the queen of the Lion King?
She's not actually.
Oh.
No, she's not actually labeled a Disney princess. They have strict guidelines as to what makes you an official Disney princess.
Right.
So, yeah, there's a bunch of actual Disney princesses who aren't Disney princesses.
The only thing closest to a Disney princess besides like cosplayers that I've ever met was I met at a at Super Mega Fest, which is a convention that comes up in Marlboro.
Yeah.
Which has a lot of cool celebrities at. Their spring convention is trying to be more of Comic-Con. Their fall convention is starting to be more like the B and Z list celebrities that you know and love, like Richard Dean Anderson or something.
Yeah,
with the charm. They had Piper and
Leo. I know. I wanted to go to that one so bad. I'm like, I gotta meet Piper.
I didn't get to meet Piper, but I got to meet the actor who played Leo. And I didn't realize how old he was.
Yeah,
he's 60.
Really?
I was like, holy crap! And I was like, I said to him, big fan of Charm, but I'm a bigger fan of. I don't remember the name of the movie now, but it's a terrible, terrible, terrible made-for-TV science fiction monster movie, Tyrannosaurus Rex,
right?
Underwater kind of movie.
Oh my god! I know he was in one like a sci-fi movie too for like the Loch Ness Monster or something.
Oh really?
Yeah.
And I said to him that Tyrannosaurus Rex. I was like, hey, you you don't have any photos on your table from that Tyrannosaurus Rex amphibian movie he did. And he just like puts his hands on the table like this with his head down, just laughing. He's like, you saw that? He's like, every convention, there's one fucking person who mentions that movie.
So he needs to bring just like one print of that movie for that one person who asks.
Somebody shakes my hand, asks me my name or whatever. He's like, every convention, there's one person. We talked for like 5 minutes and I had to go. But that was cool because he was my favorite character on Charm, besides Cole.
I loved Cole, Julian McMahon.
Oh my God, he was so awesome.
I shipped him and Phoebe so hard, and then they had to make him. Yeah, he was my favorite.
I like looked up to him and like I tried to like dress like him for Halloween, but I couldn't do like the makeup at all.
Yeah,
so
the Balthazar episodes are like or Balthazar seasons are just like my favorites.
He's so cool.
Yeah.
Except for when they got married, then they had the baby, and then he had to die, and it was like. And then
Why
they had
did
to do
they
the
have
whole.
to kill him off? He was so pretty.
And they had to do the whole stupid like she's all like damaged because the baby's dead or something. Or,
demon or.
Did she lose the baby?
I think she lost the baby eventually.
Yeah, and then she's all like.
But when he was in the womb, like he was like a demon, was like making her evil or something.
No, and then he comes back in like in the 100th episode, right?
I think so.
He talks to Piper.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's his ghost.
Yeah, he comes back like every once in a while. Like he died like I think like 5 times.
He did come back the following season.
Yeah, he died a few times and like came back.
But he died permanently.
Yeah, and then they finally killed him off
in the 5th season.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, I do remember that. And then that actor was great on Nip Tuck.
Yeah, I never watched that.
I neither did I, but I heard it was good. And I should watch it because the people who made it also make it like American Horror Story.
Yeah.
And then he was awful as Dr. Doom in those 2 Fantastic Four movies.
Oh God. Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't do like give him a Latvian accent well, first of all, Latveria doesn't exist, but they didn't have him do like a European accent.
Yeah.
And it's like, why is this character? It's like, why is Scarlett Johansson not with a Russian accent? And they're like,
right.
Because have you watched The Americans?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, on top of that, she can't do a Russian accent, so Joss Whedon made the decision: if you can't do the accent correctly, don't do it at all.
Yeah.
And we will explain it later on. And I was like, that's very clever.
Couldn't you take like acting classes too? And
if she can't do it, don't do it. Because you'll piss any Russian fans off. And they can just explain it as like the TV series The Americans.
Yeah.
Kerry Russell and John Reese, that the husband character on the show. I just know his first name is John. They worked to get their Russian accents gone because they were trying to be American.
Yeah.
And like in flashbacks, they show you how they did it or whatever. All the terrible things they had to do in order to train themselves to be super spies. Like, like the different ways they killed people and the different like voice acting techniques that they had to take and the abuse they took and the different people they had to sleep with to learn how to be better lovers. Oh. Yeah. That show is good, but it is dark sometimes. Right. It makes your skin crawl. Yeah. So massive geek out about TV series that we all know and love. Growing up as a kid, obviously Gem and the Holograms.
Gem and the Holograms, yes.
But was there one particular show that you really loved that you think a lot about when you're doing stuff? Stuff. Sorry, doing stuff. Badly way I worded that question.
Well, there's no one particular show that I like think about like when I'm drawing and stuff, but like for fan art and stuff, I like do Sailor Moon and Disney and everything.
What is this Max Goof gender bent? I don't know who this is.
Max Goof is Goofy's son.
Oh.
So from Goof Troop and then the Goofy movies.
Gotcha. Okay, so he's a she. Okay.
Yes. So he's a boy in the shows and he's also, Goofy's son, so he's like a dog thing.
Oh.
So I gender bent it and made him a girl and I humanized him.
Oh, okay, that's neat.
So, and because he likes to skateboard, she's got that punky like skaterboard attitude. And then the cat is their cat from the Goof Troop, and then she has a bunch of tattoos on her that are like Easter eggs from the Goofy movies and the Goof Troop series. There's
one convention you should think about. Oh, I like your Zatanna.
Oh, thank you.
I'm in love with that now. We were just got done talking about Zatanna on the Dead TV podcast, and just before it ended, my co-host happened to mention that there is a John. You know who John Constantine is?
Yes.
Okay. There's a John Constantine Zatanna adult film.
Oh, really? Of
where
course.
They wear, like, because those costumes aren't exactly very hard to do, but she's
Exactly,
like,
yeah, she's
like,
a magician.
Strictly for the purposes of this podcast, I will watch it, and we can talk about it, Chris, and I'm just like, send me that link, purely for professional reasons for this podcast.
For professional reasons.
Professional reasons. So I'm very intrigued to see what this film looks like, professionally speaking. What was I going to say? Why don't you set up at conventions with your art?
I've been wanting to. It's just the whole money aspect. I have to, save up money for the table and everything.
Well, pick like one convention you do a year, and then just save up that year for that convention.
Right.
Something like BossCon or Aresia would be a good place for your art. However, if you went to Necronomicon, they don't have any artists there. They
really?
do. They kind of do. They have like one or two artists. Like they're like a sculpt artist or they're a painting artist. But there are a lot of like more like T-shirts and like musicians and like
kind of merchandise stuff.
Writers, yeah, exactly. You do more H.P. Lovecraft related art, you could do very well there.
Right.
You bring some of your darker stuff.
Yeah, my goth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But maybe if you do want to go to that con, bang out a couple of like Lovecraft style art.
Right.
And
I've been wanting to do like some Lovecraft stuff.
Like do the Cthulhu, but don't just do Cthulhu. Do something that
hasn't been done before.
Correct.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because everyone does Cthulhu.
Yeah.
Everyone's seen it before. And yes, it does market very well, but the market's oversaturated.
Yeah. Everybody knows, like the classic image of him. So you kind of have to do like something really different.
Yeah, or just don't do Cthulhu.
Yeah.
Or read something else he's done. Now, a lot of his stuff is never very heavily described in the books.
Yeah.
So you can make it up as you go along.
Yeah.
Or you could watch something like Dagon or Reanimator, and Dagon has like the original Ursula is in Dagon.
Yeah.
There's a princess in the movie, as you're familiar with Ursula. She's like this squid, very voluptuous squid woman.
Octopus, squid.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In the movie Dagon, they have that type of woman.
Right.
This guy is searching for his friends and his fiance, and he meets this princess. The princess tells him they're all dead.
Right.
And so she's like, so you should be with me. And automatically he's like, sure. Let's just start making out. No explanation or reason why. So they start making out or whatever. And, maybe it's because he's, she's using her feminine pheromones being the type of the squid woman. But she's in bed too, by the way, when he approaches her and she like puts the sheet down, exposing her breast or whatever. And so he proceeds to go downstairs with his hand and pulls up, and it's filled with like this jelly stuff. He pulls the sheet back and she's all like with the tentacles, and he's all like, ah, what the hell? And she like jumps out of bed. She's like crawling on her hands or whatever. He's like, you should be with me. And he's like, get the fuck away from me.
Right. Oh my god.
Yeah. Later on in the movie, he eventually finds his fiance, and she's like hanging by her arms, completely naked, about to be sacrificed to Dagon, covered in this like black goo. Good times.
Squidding.
Yeah. Well, no, she's not squidding. The squid princess is there, whatever, telling him that you need to let go of her and be with me because you're actually one of us. Just you're adopted and stuff. And he's just like, what are you talking about?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That sounds very interesting.
Yeah, this movie is insane. It was shown at Necronomicon, and I got to see it with the director who had come on the show, Stuart Gordon, who also directed Reanimator. And I met his wife, and his wife was like, oh, he was on your show. That was so sweet. Why don't you come and sit with us? So I got to sit with Stuart, his wife, and their producer of like a lot of their movies, which was like freaking awesome. So I'm sitting with Stuart's wife, and we're watching Dagon, and I'm just like freaking out. She's like, you've never seen this before? I was like, no. She's like, oh, this is one of my husband's best works or whatever. And yeah, it's a phenomenal movie. But again, back to what I was saying. So if you do want to go down Common, do that type of artwork.
Yeah, definitely.
So you'd have like 5 months because I think it's in August.
Yeah,
so.
I'd definitely have to go for like next year or something probably.
Then 2019.
There you go.
So 2 years. But you should still go as an attendee because you live in the area.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a local convention.
Yeah.
So. And it's cheaper than, definitely cheaper than going to Rhode Island Comic Con.
Yeah. I'll definitely have to go and probably check it out.
Yes.
Definitely.
Absolutely. What are you working on currently coming up for new artwork?
Well, new artwork, I'm working on new sketches, but I am working on a book, illustrating a book right now with Alex Polinsky. He is an actor.
What does he do?
He was on Charles in Charge when he was a kid. It was an 80s sitcom.
I'm familiar with Charles.
He played Adam Powell on that.
Okay.
Yep. And then he voices Control Freak in Teen Titans, and he does Ben 10.
Oh, okay. That's right. You did. All right. Yeah.
Yep.
He's the animator voice actor.
Yes, he's the voice actor. Yep.
Okay.
But right now I am working on, I work with him for Avatourism. Avatourism is a game about basically building your character. It's about kind of creating the person that you are on the inside, who you really want to be. So kind of like creating your superhero self. Avatourism, yeah.
Avatourism.
Right now we are illustrating a book for Avatourism. It is a interactive art book that's all the pages in it is going to be, you can draw and write on, and that helps you create who your character is for if you want to create.
How did you get hooked up with him?
He followed me on Twitter.
Oh, there you go.
About like a little over a year ago. And he liked my artwork, and we became friends, and now we work together.
You should, what other animations you worked on that I might know? I mean, I'm a fan of Teen Titans, I just don't remember that character.
I'm going to be doing probably some Disney. I'm gonna be doing like a Prince Eric or Ursula. Right now, I don't have any really sketches kind of completed. We're working on the book right now.
Have they cast Ursula and Prince Eric in that Little Mermaid movie coming out next year?
That one that's coming out, I think, is like Universal or something. So it's not actually the Disney.
Is that the one with Lindsay Lohan playing the Little Mermaid?
No, I don't think it's Lindsay Lohan.
Oh, God, I hope not. Is she gonna get on the ship with Eric or whatever? Like, look, booze.
I was looking at it, and it's like this
all
mermaid
this stuff.
I saw the trailer, and it's like she's stuck in a circus or whatever. So it's like,
oh, there's a trailer out already?
Yeah, there's like, it's not even.
Are they basing it on the real story where the Little Mermaid dies at the end? Spoilers, kids.
A lot of people are saying that it's based on the original, but from what I remember of the original, like, this isn't even anywhere close to that. So yeah. I don't even know why it's called The Little Mermaid. Honestly, it looks decent, but it's not like The Little Mermaid.
We're going on a Disney tangent again.
Yeah.
You should join VidMe. For some reason, maybe it's because the channel's not as cluttered with content yet like YouTube, but there's like a billion people on YouTube. Yeah. And there's like 5 billion. They said there are, on average, a month, 5 billion videos uploaded to YouTube.
Oh, wow.
Think about how many people in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are, we have 7 billion people on the planet.
Yeah.
So
that's a lot of videos.
Yeah. VidMe, which is also what I'm on, where this will go to afterwards, has a lot less people, a lot less content because they're still building. I don't know how successful they're being so far, but they're not like running like advertisements right now. Yeah. So that might also be like a new avenue to stick all of your content up on.
Right.
However, they do have problems like with like copyright and stuff like that.
Right.
You do have songs in your videos.
Yes.
So it'd just be a matter of like emailing them and asking them ahead of time, and they do actually respond on like YouTube, which doesn't ever seem to respond to anyone's inquiries, and that's why people lose their channels. They're just like, well, you're fucked.
Yeah.
You know, it's just basically like, I mean, they take people's videos down off of YouTube like, you know, don't even ask permission. Yeah. Let's just like fucking, you know, rate my fucking channel, and then that's it. I can't recover from it. Yeah. I gotta, you know, or I didn't back anything up. And it happened to me one time. Thankfully, I went to PAX East the following year, and there was somebody there from YouTube, and I was like, oh, you!
Yeah. Give me back my channel.
Oh, that's exactly what I was. As soon as I saw them, a fire lit inside me like a 1,000
the vengeance.
Oh my God, I was so angry. So I went to them immediately, and they were like, oh, okay, let us get you in touch with one of our managers that happens to be here, because you sound really upset. I'm like, yes. And so I got talking with the guy. He's like, all right, after the call, why don't you send me this email, and this is my direct number to my office or whatever, we'll talk about what happened. Yeah. And he found out what happened was YouTube was wrong.
Really?
And they took my videos down, took my entire channel down by mistake because of like something they did on my channel, right? Which ended up turning my like entire like channel into like a spam network or something like that.
Right.
So, yeah. So they
I would have been
apologized. Yeah. But VidMe is another opportunity for you to like, you know, kind of showcase your stuff. Now, as I said, because they're not cluttered as much as YouTube is, I've noticed that the reach is a little better than on YouTube.
Right.
YouTube, people really got to find you on.
It's really
your stuff other places, but VidMe allows you to send out to a lot more people through the different share methods. Now, the share methods are the same as in YouTube, Pinterest, Reddit, whatever. But it seems like when you send a tweet out hashtagging what your video is about, you get views almost immediately.
Right.
So I don't know how that works. I don't care.
But it works.
Up. Yeah, people are commenting. They're not commenting as much, but they're upvoting the videos, as they call it.
Right.
Instead of like liking, it's upvoting.
Right.
And like I put up the BDSM lesbian romantic comedy audiobook on there, and like I said, in 2000, we got the 2,000 hits in less than 24 hours.
Yeah.
I also stuck it on Reddit, of course, because I'm not stupid. But that was like amazing. You know what I mean? It's like my second most popular video next to my co-host's video,
right.
Mr. Zeneca, which is like 5,000 hits.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to check it out then.
Yeah, vidme.com. You can create it using your Facebook, Twitter, whatever.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So
definitely gonna check it out.
Mm-hmm. Where can more people go to find information about your stuff and contact you for commissions and other things and buy your stuff?
Well, they can go to my website, www.mysticfaefantasyart.weebly.com. There's also Twitter. It's twitter.com/mysticfaeart. Instagram is Mystic Kristin. Facebook is Mystic Fae Fantasy Art.
Oh, is that Bitten based on the, there's on her page, by the way. So if you go to her page, mysticfantasyart.weebly.com, there's underneath the, right next to the home page, there's all the little drop downs of her different style of artwork. So if you're looking for something in particular, you can hit the drop down and they will come up with all the things that we actually just talked about. And one of them I saw was Bitten. Is that like the TV series?
Yes.
I've never watched that before. Is it good?
It's amazing. It's also based on one of my favorite book series by Kelly Armstrong. It's Women of the Otherworld series. Bitten's the first book in it, and that is based on that book series.
Okay, you were the one I was telling about the, because you said you had a big thing with werewolves.
Yes.
Okay, now I remember. All the conversations we have, they kind of go together. So, and I told you that there was a USA Network series called Werewolf the Series.
Yes.
Which in Horror Hound, which is a magazine that I use like a Bible for the show, they, back in 10 years ago, they posted an article saying, Werewolf the Series coming to DVD.
Yeah.
Still never out. The problem is that there's so much music on the show.
Yeah.
Licensing with the music became like a big issue.
Right.
And I'm like, why don't they just cut it out and just... I mean, that show is so old. This is not like, I mean, I'm sure some diehard purist fans are going to be like, oh my
there's
God.
no music.
Well, the music sounds completely different. And it's like, but that show is so old. And it's not that well. I mean, the show lasted for 1 or 2 seasons.
Right.
It's like a 37 episode season or something like that. It was really good. The special effects were amazing. You know what I mean? Like they weren't. Don't forget, this is like 1990.
Yeah,
this is an original USA Network show. Like when like USA was kind of not that popular, but they had like 1 or 2 programs. Like Swamp Thing, the series was on there.
Yeah.
And the special effects were so good when people turned into werewolves and things.
Right.
And it was like a half-hour show, I think. And every time he turned to a werewolf, this like pentagram would show up on his hand.
Yeah, the mark of the beast.
You remember it? Okay, yeah. All right. It was so good. God, I remember watching it as a kid and not understanding what the hell I'm saying. 'Cause I'm like 10 years old when that show came out. What the fuck am I watching? Should I be watching this?
That's okay. I watched, American Werewolf in London when I was a kid. Thinking back at it, probably shouldn't watch that when I was like 5.
Did mom just leave you alone with the TV and the remote? Okay, yeah. Amazing parenting our parents had, because I remember when I was 7 years old in Maryland, my parents like leaving for the day or whatever. I'm alone, 7 years old. This is fine because pedophiles don't exist in 1987, I guess. So the TV's babysitting me, and there's these like fucking USA horror movies on. Captain USA is hosting like these graphic horror movies, like Howling 2.
Like American Werewolf in London had like sex scenes and everything.
Howling 2 has this. Have you seen the Howling movies? Howling 2 has that werewolf orgy where like Sybil Sheppel rips her breast open when she becomes like she's all the crone.
Now we know why I'm as weird today. Now we know why I'm a weirdo.
I think they cut that part out, but they still had... I think they cut the breast exposure out, but they kept the werewolf orgy in there. And I was watching this in 7 going, what are they doing?
Right? I know, at Terracon, I actually met David Naughton, who played David Kessler. And I was just like, it was my favorite movie when I was a kid. And, I probably shouldn't have watched that as a kid. And he's just like, you know what?
I yelled out to him when he was walking by, loved you on Holliston season 2. And he was just like... You ever seen Holliston?
No.
It's the Big Bang Theory for horror fans.
Oh, really?
It's about two guys, Adam Green and Joe Lynch, the actual Adam Green, Joe Lynch filmmakers, playing like caricatures of themselves. And they're two guys living in Holliston, Massachusetts, trying to make a horror movie called Shin Pads, which is about a zombie soccer team. It's supposed to be a comedy horror.
Right.
And it's just their day-to-day lives working at a TV station run by Dee Snider.
Yeah.
Adam Green has an imaginary friend living in the closet, played by Guar's lead singer, who passed away due to heroin overdose, which is one of the reasons why he couldn't continue doing the show. On top of the Fear Network closed, his wife left him all within the span of 3 weeks.
Right.
These events happened, nearly killed him. And then season 3 has been like pending. And it's like on his podcast, The Movie Crypt, which is one of the most popular podcasts in the country, he talks about like, it's gonna happen, it's happening, it's coming. And like earlier, like last year, he finally said that all the scripts are written. Yeah. Now it's just a matter of everyone being available, because everyone's lives have like grown.
Exactly.
So he's like, it's happening. Do you also have a Facebook page?
Yes, I do.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
What's the Facebook page?
Mystic Fae Fantasy Art.
All right. And again, you're also on Twitter at
Twitter,
Mystic Fae Art.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Well, again, thank you so much for coming on the show with us to talk a little bit about your artwork, Kristin. Thank you for stopping by our table.
Absolutely.
What did you pick up from our table, by the way, when you came by?
Huh?
What did you pick up from our table, by
the
way?
I got the Doctor Strange keychain.
Okay. Yeah. I met so many people that day, but the reason I remembered you was because your hair was so purple.
Thank you. Yeah. Yes, I was cosplaying as Control Freak from the Teen Titans.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I don't remember the costume. I just remember the crazy hair.
My hair always gets the attention. It's like, I remember you. You have that hair that changes color every few months.
It's independent of itself.
Exactly.
Again, thank you for coming on the show with us.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.